here. We have a wonderful show for you tonight. I know I'm skipping the regular version of the monologue due to the simple fact I'm just tired and I have a case of the Mondays. But speaking of people having a case of the Mondays, a single-engine airplane from New Jersey ended up landing on an interstate. So apparently he was like, air traffic control, we have an issue. We are stuck on an interstate inside a bunch of traffic. Come help us, please. So, but we have a wonderful guest for you tonight. We also have a wonderful book review that we'll get to later on in the show. First, we have a wonderful young man from Massachusetts, a freshman here at Valley Forge Christian College, and a worker in our wonderful library. So, I guess it's proper for him to do a book review. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Mr. Timothy Monson.
Hey Mikey, how you doing?
Doing good, Tim. How are you?
I'm fantastic, must say. I'm great.
That's good, that's good.
Yeah.
So, what got you interested into the SRC and books?
Well, you see, I got here, and money was a little tight. And so I decided, hey, I need a job. And I said, what better place to get a job but the SRC? It's probably one of the best buildings on campus, in my opinion. You know, so I applied. I talked to my roommate's mom, who is in charge of career services, and she said, you know, I got a place that would fit. And so a couple things later, and I work for the IT help desk at the SRC.
Nice.
Yeah.
So really, it's not books; it's just laptops.
It's mainly just laptops. Once in a while, some books.
Nice. I also noticed that you're very big into music.
I am. I come from a heavy music background, playing and listening and all the kind of stuff. So.
Cool. And also, I noticed you're into like frisbee golf and just golf. Really, not more of the energetic sports. Just some of the calmer sports that people play.
Yeah, you know, I've grown up and my dad's always taught me to be kind of relaxed about everything. And so since the time I was probably about 9, he'd take me out, I started learning how to play golf. You know, it's just something I find that's really relaxing. And then frisbee golf, I love frisbee and I love golf, so, you know, the combination is just great.
But you never got into ultimate frisbee at all?
Not too much. I played a couple times, but I don't know. I've always been kind of more for the relaxed things in life.
So, I mean, we had a wonderful girl from Massachusetts on here yesterday, Casey Vandentow.
Yes, Casey.
And and your roommate actually made a cameo later on in the program. Yeah.
Oh.
So, and that was pretty interesting, if I do say so myself. Cool. But but before we get to the Massachusetts thing, we were talking off camera about that mug.
Right.
That mug of yours. So,
it's a great mug.
You gotta tell everyone the story behind that.
Well, I was back home on a break, and I was with my girlfriend and her sister, a couple of her friends, and me and her sister, her name's Erin, we went to this dollar store, and I was like, let's find something crazy. So we stumbled upon these I Heart Puerto Rico mugs, and you know, it's Massachusetts, which isn't really close to Puerto Rico, and we both love Puerto Rico a lot, even though we've never been there. And so we got them. We got them for each other. I got one for her, and she got one for me. You know, that's kind of where it comes from.
Interesting. And we were talking about like a dollar store game.
Yes.
Actually, I've never really heard about it until just now. So, I mean, I'm sure curious fans want to know.
Oh, it's really fun. It's a good thing to do with a group of people. Like, whether it's people you don't really know very well or people you do know really well. I mean, as you know,
games fun for college students,
especially college students. I mean, as you know, like there's lots of interesting things in the dollar store, and so you get a group of friends, you get together outside the store, and you sit in a circle, or stand in a circle, you know, some kind of formation. You pick the person to the right of you, and for that person, you need to buy them an object in the dollar store. So everybody's going to get an object, and usually the way it works is you can either do something really cool or something completely ridiculous. Once I bought my friend Dan a bra in the dollar store. It was like a lace bra. It was pretty ridiculous. And then he wore it. Sometimes we have to like use the things we get at the dollar store around the rest of the wherever we are.
Oh,
and he wore it around the mall the rest of the day.
That's insane.
Yep.
If I do say so myself. So, what was it like growing up in Massachusetts? I'm from Pennsylvania, so I mean it's colder up there and that. So, what was it like growing up there?
Well, it was Casey. I didn't move to near where Casey is until about a year ago. I grew up in the hill towns, which basically I lived 15 minutes from any store. I lived on top of a mountain where it was hot during the summer and really cold and impossible to drive anywhere during the winter. But I loved it. I used to go out and build forts in the woods, and you can go sledding right outside my house in the winter because there's big hills and everything. And so it's got its you know, positive points and its negative points, but overall I really love Massachusetts. I think it's a great place.
I'm very careful not to tread up that way because of my baseball love for the Yankees.
Right.
So I'd probably be lynched if I went up that way because of the Red Sox Nation.
Well, I mean, you'd be surprised. As much as people don't like the Yankees, the most they'll really do is just tell you that, you know, you kind of suck. They're not going to hit you or anything. They're not really as hostile as Yankees fans can be sometimes.
Yeah, I'm probably one of the more calmer ones if I do say so myself. Bleacher creatures are definitely ones you don't want to tangle with. But like I said, we're going to be doing a book review shortly, so we're going to take a quick break. We're going to talk about a wonderful book. I think it's more or less a children's book, if I have to. I think it is, isn't it? Somewhat yes, somewhat no?
I mean, somewhat yes, somewhat no. I'd say it's more of a young adult read. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll be right back with that book review here on the Mikey Report. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mikey Report.
Well, here's what
The wonderful mug from CafePress.com.
Crystal's better when she's in the morning.
Enjoy it if you can.
My roommate has
$12 plus shipping, which would be $17 total. So,
Yeah, that was what they told me. So
well, 17 and a quarter. So, if you can purchase it. If you can't, we got cheap bumper sticker. That's cheaper. But we're back here with Mr. Timothy Monson once again. Welcome. Thank you for being on.
You're welcome.
So,
yeah, I know, it's crazy.
we're going to be discussing about a book review. And it's, if we can get a zoomed in shot here, Everything is Better with a Gorilla. Nice, wonderful young adult read. You can probably purchase it for, according to Borders, $11. Looks like there's some pretty interesting stuff in here. So, what was your outtake on this, if you had a chance to look it over?
When I first saw that in the store, I was like, this book's probably nothing about like the cover says it is. But indeed, it quite literally is. Different scenarios where things can be better with a gorilla. And I really think not only it can help me practically in life, but it also helps me gain more knowledge of what gorillas are actually capable of. Yeah.
Like, I mean, sometimes I wonder if Casey fits this category. Sharing a hug with a gorilla. I mean, we talked about her sharing a hug with everybody in the last episode, so I mean, this would probably be something very interesting to see.
It's true. It's true.
I don't think I would go near a gorilla, but it'd be very, very interesting to see what happens.
I'd definitely try it.
So,
I'd like to become friends with a gorilla one day, I think. Maybe when I'm retired.
like
That'll be
say,
one of my goals.
like maybe you could have a gorilla as a wingman.
You know, that could have helped me when I was trying to get my girlfriend. Or I currently have. Because it was hard to do it all by myself. It's not easy. So having a wingman, especially one that's a gorilla, would definitely help.
Yeah, you probably got a lot of people turning their heads for one reason or another.
That's true. It attracts a good amount of attention.
Oh yeah. I'm looking here. Wow. Square dancing with a gorilla.
I love square dancing. It's a lot of fun. I don't know about with a gorilla though.
I think they look really weird in oversized belt buckles, if you ask me though.
Yeah. I had a friend who has a gorilla suit and he dressed up and ran down Cape Cod. We were up at Cape Cod and he was running around with it.
But I mean, who wouldn't want to hang with a gorilla?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, look at Georgia Jungle in 18 days.
True.
And that.
It's a gorilla.
I think we have a gorilla sounding person around here. But, like we said, everything is better with a gorilla. Either one way or another. You could go to the movies, have him as a wingman, maybe just swing on vines if you so desire. Maybe have a couple bananas here or there, or go bananas, whichever. So, I think this is going to be a decent. I haven't really been able to read this personally, but I think I might take a look at this one of these days, so that way I can get a better grasp at what life could be with a gorilla.
I agree.
So, I would have to say I recommend this book, Andrew Gall, Gorilla Illustrations by Vince Sullivan. So, it's not that expensive, only $11, so definitely go out and purchase it if you can. And I think there's probably one more question on everyone's mind. Well, I think you kind of answered it. What made you think of grabbing this book instead of like another one, like say a Stephen King novel or something like that?
I'm not usually a person that reads very serious books all the time. And so that book looked very appealing to me. Not only because it's a book about gorillas, but it's also kind of a self-help book if you have a gorilla. Because if you have a gorilla, you might not always have an idea of what you can possibly do with it. So I really think it's a great read, an easy read, and I look forward to getting my gorilla soon.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think many people have gorillas because, I mean, they're endangered species, I think, and all that.
Right.
So, I mean, you really probably won't see many gorillas around.
Unless you're a zookeeper.
Unless you're a zookeeper, then maybe
Then
that might.
it's practical for you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, have your own gorilla square dances.
Could.
That so. Well, I think we're gonna call it a little bit short for tonight. We had a long one yesterday. We're gonna call it a little bit short for tonight. So, with Tim Monson as our wonderful guest, I'm Mikey Edwards, and thanks to our wonderful camera operator, I'm Mikey Edwards saying good night, God bless, and see you next time for another exciting episode of The Mikey Report. Take care.